Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Eileen Gu hits back over choosing China over USA after being slammed by Vance. Eileen Gu has opened up about her decision to represent China instead of the USA at the Winter Olympics while also sending a message to her critics. Gu's choice to represent her mother's homeland was heavily criticized by a number of influential Americans including Vice President Vance. Somebody who grew up in the United States of America, who benefited from our education system, from the freedoms and liberties that make this country a great place, I would hope they would want to compete with the United States of America, the Vice President said in a Fox interview. So, I will root for American athletes and I think part of that is people who identify themselves as Americans. That's who I am rooting for this Olympics. Meanwhile, USWNT legend Megan Rapinoe applauded Gu's excellent business decision. The 22-year-old grew up in California and is a student at Stanford University. She cemented herself as the most decorated freestyle skier at the Milano Cortina Games, taking home 2 silver medals and a gold. Reflecting on her time in Italy in a lengthy post on social media, Gu also took aim at those who questioned her decision to not ski for the US. When I was 15, I announced my decision to compete for China, Gu wrote on Instagram. At the time, I had spent 1 season on the US team, and had been lucky enough to meet my heroes in person. I am forever grateful for that season, and continue to maintain a close relationship with the team. I had spent every summer in China since I was 8 setting up summer camps on trampoline and dry slope for kids and adults, ranging from 7 to 47 years old, so I knew the industry was tiny. I felt like I knew everyone. Skiing for Team China meant the opportunity to uplift others through the universal culture of sport, and to introduce free skiing to hundreds of millions of people who had never heard of it, especially with the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics around the corner. Gu insisted that she does not regret her decision as she is now one of the most successful Olympians in history. I can look back now, at 22, and tell 12-year-old Eileen that there are now terrain parks full of little girls, who will never doubt their place in the sport, added Gu. I can tell 15-year-old me that there are now millions of girls who have started skiing since then, in China and worldwide. A lot of people won't understand or believe that I made a decision to create the greatest amount of positive impact on the world stage that I could, at this age, given my interests and passions. 3 golds and 6 medals later, I can confidently say what was once a dream is now a reality. Eileen Gu hits back over choosing China over USA after being slammed by Vance. In the modern world of sports, athletes are no longer judged only by medals and records. They are also judged by the flags they represent, the decisions they make, and sometimes even by the politics surrounding them. Few athletes understand this reality better than Eileen Gu, the freestyle skiing superstar who became one of the most talked about athletes in the world after choosing to represent China instead of the United States. Her decision sparked admiration, confusion, pride, and criticism all at once. But when US politician Vance recently criticized her choice, Gu didn't stay silent. Instead, she responded confidently, standing firm behind the path she chose. This moment once again ignited a global conversation about identity, loyalty, and the pressure placed on young athletes navigating 2 cultures. The rise of a global sports icon. Eileen Gu's story is unique. Born in San Francisco, California, she grew up immersed in both American and Chinese cultures. Her mother is Chinese, and her father is American. From an early age, Gu showed extraordinary talent in freestyle skiing. By her teenage years, she was already competing at the highest level. Her style, confidence, and technical ability quickly turned her into one of the most exciting young athletes in winter sports. But what truly set her apart wasn't just her skill on the snow. It was the decision she made in 2019. At just 15 years old, Eileen Gu announced that she would compete for China in international competitions rather than the United States. The announcement shocked many fans in the US, but it made her an instant sensation in China. Why she chose China? For Gu, the decision wasn't simply about nationality, it was about identity. She has often explained that she grew up traveling between the United States and China, building strong ties to both cultures. Her mother raised her with a deep appreciation for Chinese heritage, language, and traditions. Gu has repeatedly said that representing China allowed her to inspire millions of young athletes in the country, particularly girls who dreamed of competing in winter sports. In interviews, she described the decision as an opportunity to bridge cultures, not divide them. She famously said that she felt 100% American and 100% Chinese. But the world rarely accepts such simple explanations. For many critics, Nationality is expected to be clear and exclusive. Gu's decision challenged that expectation. Olympic glory and global fame. The debate surrounding Eileen Gu intensified during the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. There, she delivered one of the most remarkable performances of the Games. Gu won. Gold medal, big air. Gold medal, halfpipe. Silver medal, slopestyle. Her performance made her one of the biggest stars of the Olympics and a national hero in China. At only 18 years old, she had achieved something extraordinary. But with fame came criticism. Some American commentators questioned her loyalty. Others debated whether she should still benefit from opportunities in the United States while representing another country. Gu responded to many of these criticisms with calm confidence, often emphasizing that her goal was simply to bring people together through sport. J.D. Vance's criticism. The debate resurfaced when J.D. Vance, a U.S. senator known for his outspoken political views, criticized Gu's decision. Vance suggested that athletes who grow up in the United States but represent other countries should face tougher scrutiny. His remarks reignited a familiar discussion. Should athletes be expected to represent the country where they were born? Or do they have the right to choose where they feel they belong? Supporters of Vance argued that national representation in sports carries symbolic meaning. Critics argued that the comments unfairly targeted a young athlete who had every right to embrace both sides of her heritage. Once again, Eileen Gu found herself at the center of a global conversation. Eileen Gu's response. Rather than avoid the controversy, Gu addressed it directly. Her response reflected the same calm confidence she often displays in competition. She emphasized that her choice was never about rejecting the United States. Instead, she described it as an opportunity to expand representation and encourage participation in winter sports in China. Gu also reminded critics that sports should unite people, not divide them. Her message was clear: identity can be complex, and people should not be forced into narrow definitions of